All right, so um, this is my first time ever doing anything like this. It's not professional. Just want to start talking about superhero movies, superhero things, TV shows, and stuff that I like. A little nervous, so I'm gonna just jump right into it. I'm a big fan of entertainment, especially superhero stuff, and I've been watching the MCU since the very beginning, Iron Man. But I also love the DC. I have been watching Arrow, the show, since episode one, season one, and I've watched every single thing in the Arrowverse: Arrow, Flash, Legends, Supergirl, um, Batwoman, Black Lightning, and even Stargirl. And I love Stargirl actually. And of course, I gave the chance for the DCEU, Man of Steel. I actually like Man of Steel. I did have my problems with Batman v Superman, and I did not actually really enjoy Justice League, and that's saying a lot because it takes a lot for me not to enjoy a superhero movie. And and I always hate when studios come and interfere too much. Now, I do believe that certain things, certain scenes, if it doesn't flow with the rest of the movie, and it was just kind of thrown in there to see if it works, and it don't work, and the studio says it probably won't work. You gotta look at from their business side what they have to do to make money to in order to give us more movies. So I understand that. I actually agree with taking steps, studios taking certain steps to make sure a movie flows better, to get people in, to get many audience in, to make it to balance that line between fans of superheroes and non-fans of superheroes, getting them in to watch the movie, to make more money, to bring more movies to us. But when they come in and they are so nervous about, well, one, so nervous about um whether the movie would work, and not trusting in the fan base of the movies. Not listening to directors who love comics and who trust in the fans and the history of the trust. That's the thing. That was what made me mad about Justice League. Like, you saw what already happening with the MCU, what happening with Arrowverse, because that was actually going at the time, and still not trusting in the fact that people was willing to give Justice League a chance. Now, I've told my friends many times that the DCEU, they don't have to exactly follow the formula of the MCU, but what the formula of the MCU is not an MCU formula. It's actually a formula that has been done way before, and not just superhero movies and action movies and dramas. You need to set characters. You need to make the people get to know the characters, get to know their background, peel away the layers, introduce them, bring them in, and then peel away, get them hooked before you do some big epic thing with them. You know what I'm saying? You have to get people hooked. And just throwing in Aquaman and Flash and Cyborg and going straight into Justice League. It wasn't about following the MCU. It was about the simple fact that you need to give people a chance to connect with Cyberman and connect with Flash and connect with Aquaman and the actors that's playing them and their portrayal of them. And Wonder Woman too, to a certain degree, even though we saw her in BVS. Before you put them in this big epic thing, because in this epic thing, when you put a group of people in teams, it's hard to give them the time to have people connect to them before the big action at the end, the third act. Um, and that is why the MCU worked. And the MCU and Kevin Feige took that from comic books, and he took that from past movies and used it. Iron Man, the Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America: The First Avenger. boom, 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 and not just saying the main character, but saying all the side characters and everything about that, and letting people either like them or not like them, but at least know them, so that when you drop the Avengers, boom, here you go. And he kept doing it, you know what I'm saying? Here's Guardians of the Galaxy. Here's Black Panther. Here's Doctor Strange. Here's this new take of Spider-Man in the MCU. Before you hit him with Age of Ultron, or you hit him with Infinity War or Endgame, here's Captain Marvel. Here's Ant-Man. Here's all these people, and they, whether they like them or not, they knew them. They understood them. They've seen them. They've seen them do their thing. The actors do their thing. So when they come in, they've already connected to the customers. And that was one of my first gripes about Justice League before I even saw Justice League. And then, of course, you see Justice League, and then what the studios did. Now, fast forward, you got the Zack Snyder's cut that just dropped on HBO Max. Now, what the benefit of doing this Zack Snyder cut, one of the benefits is now, believe it or not, helps the first issue that I had with just throwing out the Justice League right off the back. Because now we've had the two Wonder Woman movies, we've had the Aquaman movie, we did see Batman before and everything. We did, at least, even though the previous Justice League wasn't okay, we've had Flash and Cyborg. And of course that great thing that happened with Flash and Arrowverse. I'm not gonna spoil that. But with that, you get now the benefit of that going into this much later version of Justice League. And then on top of that, Zack Snyder being able to give the time to this movie to let the characters breathe within this movie. And when you're throwing in characters that hasn't had a backstory or movie yet, it actually, a 4-hour movie actually works at this time. It's not saying that it should work every movie, but because these characters are first introduced in this movie, 4 hours was probably best needed in order to get the characters and time to interconnect with the audience before that big final act, before that third act. Now I believe that after Man of Steel, there should have been a Man of Steel 2 first, before you even did a BVS, and you should have did a Batman story where, not saying that you had to go back to his origin or all that, but kind of introduce people to this Batman, this older Batman, maybe with the story of Robin and the jokes are on you, and how that happened. That could be the pivotal point on how this Batman has changed to the Batman you see here, this version of Ben Affleck's Batman. And then drop the Wonder Woman movie. I don't have to drop both, just the first one, because I think the first one works a little bit better with this Wonder Woman in Justice League than the second movie. And then Aquaman, what I'm saying? You don't have to do Cyborg or the Flash, because I actually think that this movie actually helped. This Zack Snyder's version actually really did a great job with the Flash and with Cyborg. One, because you've already got the Flash on Arrowverse, so you actually could have used it to not have to retread the Flash. You see what I'm saying? So the couple of scenes that they did with the Flash in this Zack Snyder first that was cut out, they worked. And I don't think Cyborg's story, you really, what they did with this Zack Snyder's verse showing his backstory. I think it works where he didn't need a full movie. I think for him, a movie after Justice League would actually be a little bit better. And then of course you've already had this Cyborg in not Teen Titans, but Doom Patrol. So people are always starting to get familiar with that, with the Cyborg character at least. But I do think Wonder Woman, Aquaman, believe it or not, they backstory wasn't fleshed out here in this Zack Snyder cut, because at this point it didn't need to be. But when Justice League first came out, it did, and I think it would have been better to have a movie of a Wonder Woman or Aquaman before that Justice League. But I'm kind of rambling, but the thing is, I think the two benefits of the Zack Snyder's Justice League, one, I it being longer lets you let the characters breathe, and where it's placed now, it's placed perfectly right now compared to the rest of the DCEU. And I think Zack Snyder has learned from the mistakes and hopefully the WB learned the mistake of trying to rush it. And again, I'm not faulting them for being business for making money, but right now, the MCU is the most profitable franchise out there, and it took its time to do it. So I'm hoping the WB understands that. Not saying that you have to follow the MCU way in the future, but have patience. Build the foundation, because that foundation is what is going to make you money. And I'm talking business wise. You need people to buy tickets. In order to need people to buy tickets, they need to be entertained. And for people to be entertained, you have to take time to get them there, to get them connected, to get them entertained. If you rush it, if you lazy with it, if you shoehorn it, people are going to walk away from it, and it's going to hurt you detrimentally. You know what I'm saying? I can talk about the whole thing. On other past failures, what I'm saying, that have happened with franchises trying to do it so fast. The MonsterVerse thing. Well, I think they doing a little bit better with Godzilla and King Kong. I think they actually took their time doing the two Godzilla movies and the King Kong before they did King Kong versus Godzilla versus King Kong. And again, they didn't do it in the way that the MCU did it, but they took time to establish Godzilla, to establish King Kong. If you look at people who watched the trailer to Godzilla versus King Kong and who's excited about it, and it's already taking sides between King Kong and Godzilla. Those people who watched those two Godzilla movies, those are people who watched Skull Island. You see what I'm saying? So I'm hoping that both Zack and the WB understand why this version worked. And with that said, my initial review, the 4 hours, the time to let the characters breathe, the explanations to things, the actual relinking back to BVS and Man of Steel, whether you like BVS or Man of Steel, the connections they link back to it, and see that's another thing about a great story. Connection. When you have multiple stories that's supposed to be related to each other, they relate them. Don't be scared to connect. Easter egg. Connect them, because people they following a journey. You know what I'm saying? A great TV series is taking people on a journey from point A to B to C. From beginning, middle to end. You see what I'm saying? And the way to do it is it's got to be connected. It has to be a flow. It has to be, pacing to it. And if you're gonna do it in movie form, because movies are essentially separate, you have to drop connections, breadcrumbs, in order to connect. Why am I going to pay this, or take these 2 hours or 3 hours or 4 hours of my time, or pay this money to watch this one movie and then watch another movie and watch another movie that don't seem connected? Is because if I don't watch this movie, I might miss something that connects to this movie that makes this movie make sense. You see what I'm saying? So, I like that about this Zack Snyder movie, and what I'm saying, and I'm telling people, take the time in the 4 hours to watch it, and hold. Now, here's the other problem. Here's the one last problem. You do something great, run with it. Why stop? Stop it abruptly. Something that's great is what pisses people off. Sorry for the language. It what messes people up. Game of Thrones, for me, the mistake was stopping what was great. Let's get these 2 seasons out because we need to move on to something else. But those first 5, 6 seasons, you was flowing. It was working. If you gave time for the next 2 seasons, season 7, 8, to breathe. Give it the 10 seasons. Write that story out. Don't throw it all in. If you couldn't tell the story in them 2 seasons, do another season. Nobody says that you should draw a show out too long, but there's also a problem making it too short. You know what I'm saying? Just to get out there and get over it. And that I really actually think the problem was, I think the beats for Game of Thrones, I don't think they was so much wrong. I just think they didn't give it time to get people there. And now you got this Zack Snyder cut that just came out, and it is doing amazing. Everybody reaction review is doing great, and don't stop. Let's take this and keep going with it. Let's bring Zack Snyder back. Let's actually sit down. Let's actually map out what is you want to do. Get an end goal, and then figure out how to get there. And let's present the movies. Let's do the next Suicide Squad, and leave breadcrumbs and leave connections. They got so scared to do that because it didn't work out because they wasn't doing it. They wasn't doing it right. So yeah, why do it? The connections and the breadcrumbs. Oh, the DCU, we're not gonna do it. Zack Snyder has done. He has linked it. He has dropped off. Let's do a second Justice League. Um, let's drop a second Aquaman. Let's bring Shazam back. Let's do this Flash movie finally. Let's do this Robert Pattinson Batman. And why not link it to, this is Robert Pattinson is the younger version of Ben Affleck? You know what I'm saying? Why it's got to be another universe? You know what I'm saying? And if you're gonna do that, let's do the Flash first to create the multiverse. You know what I'm saying? Let people understand about the multiverse before you just shoehorn it in. You know what I'm saying? And let's do the Cyborg movie. You know what I'm saying? I know there's issues and controversies going on now, especially with Ray Fisher. But everybody's ego. Business are ego. Actors are egos. And then, they expect the fans. The fans ain't gonna, they don't care. They really don't care. It's the gospel raps that's throwing out there. And, you mistaking our frustration with us caring about the stuff that y'all going through. You know what I'm saying? There's a few minority who are loud and who wants to do the whole cancel thing and all that bull crap. What fans, everyday people, me, going to work, that's all I do. I go to work, I work a retail job. You know what I'm saying? I ain't big money, I ain't big spender. But with this stressful job and this stressful time and COVID and all that, we just want to sit down and watch a freaking movie and watch a universe and watch an epic thing. This is why WandaVision working. This is why I'm gonna say Falcon and Winter Soldier is going to work. It's because they've had this shell problem, but they try to just get past that and focus on entertaining us, especially Kevin Feige. I really, if you really look at it, this dude, when something might pop off, he don't come out and do all talk and craziness. My man is focused on entertaining us and making this money. You know what I'm saying? WB, you can learn from that. Ray Fisher, all you guys, all you cancel culture on Twitter, you know what I'm saying? We actually really don't care about you. You mean, hell, look at Doja Cat. She just dropped a video, Streets. Y'all canceled her. Where? How? She just dropped a video and took a silhouette challenge. And people loving her. So, come on. It don't matter. Just entertain us. That's your job. That's your business. That's what you decided to do. So do it. That's all I'm saying. But watch Zack Snyder's Justice League. I'm telling you, it's amazing. I'm so happy that they did it. And y'all guys have a blessed day. And check out Zack Snyder's Justice League. Thank you.